Howdy, folks. It is your co-host here on Unloading the Box Truck tonight because it is Monday. In the studio with me, I have my one and only co-host for regular regular Box Truck Talk episodes, D Money.
What's up, guys? We also got our new co-host,
Correct.
Tri-host, you might say, Dylan Smith.
What's good? Dylan, you have a nickname? Code name, rather.
Pickle.
I think it's gotta be
Pickle, okay.
It's gotta be
I
Pickle.
think it's-
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm down with pickle. Well,
Yeah.
folks, we had a great week of sports. First up on the agenda, fellas, the XFL scores. So I'll lead it off with my Sea Dragons getting on the board.
Well, hold on. Did any of us watch any of these games?
I watched the end of the Sea Dragons Vipers game
Mm.
because I got a notification.
I saw the Josh Gordon fourth.
I watched that live.
That was off on like 4th and 1.
4th and 2.
Also, Ben DiNucci, leading passer of the XFL.
850-some yards.
That's awesome.
He's
I
a real
think
deal.
He should come back to the league.
Don't
We
know.
got Josh Gordon.
Yeah, he also has an absolute menace
I mean, that guy.
as a wideout for him.
Need to see him win some games, Scooch.
Yeah, that's true. They're 1-2 now. Got on the board though, so I mean that's huge. But beat old Pickles, Vegas Vipers 30-26. So that was good to get on the board there.
Just disappointing.
Yeah. Next game up, St. Louis Battlehawks fall to the DC Defenders.
Didn't see this one coming.
Neither did I, but the Defenders 3-0.
3-0.
They are the only team in the XFL undefeated.
I think, well, yes. But their defense is very good.
Their defense is great.
Yeah, you watch their
DC?
games. Yes.
Score that
I know
one.
they gave up 28, but
Yeah, 34-28 DC. So, yeah, I thought another team to be forced to be reckoned with in this league, I think, is the Roughnecks. I think the Roughnecks are good. Don't like the jersey.
I think the Roughnecks are going to win it all.
I have not gotten to watch them yet.
They're good. Guardians,
What a game.
dude,
A barn burner.
10-9. If you would have said under 20, you'd be a rich man, even if you only put like $1 on that, because they love setting these lines like 38.5, 37.5, 35, and they'll have a 40 from time to time, but total of 19 points, 10-9. Renegades take that home between the Guardians and the Renegades. So I mean that's quite impressive stuff by the Renegades to only give up 9 points, but Guardians had only scored like 20. What?
Take your hand off the mic.
Oh, why?
Because it's making some crazy
Oh,
noise.
I'm sorry, folks. I'm swiveling on me. We have mics now, our individualized mics that we've got.
Yeah.
Dallas, you want to touch on those a little bit? How awesome this is?
Yeah, I mean, it's just a cool setup.
It's a great setup. I love it. Bigger things coming. Sorry, sidetracked there. Yeah, Guardians' offense is not good, folks.
Horrible.
I combined like 35 points through 3 games. So, oof. Dallas, you want to talk about your Brahmas?
So this is the only game of the weekend I actually even thought about watching, and I did watch a little bit. And I didn't even think about watching it. I just stumbled across it.
Well, they're your Brahmas.
They are my Brahmas. Got out to an early lead and then stumbled. I didn't see the Renegades score all 22 points. I'm pretty sure the Brahmas were up 6-0 when I kind of walked away, and then I came back, and the next thing you know, it's 22-6. Brahmas made a run for it. Had multiple opportunities to score.
Yep.
Just couldn't get her done. That actually they went for it on like a 4th and 5. Kind of questionable in my opinion.
Where were they at on the field?
It was like midfield,
Okay.
just past midfield maybe.
Another thing we were talking about earlier, they still have a quarterback.
Yeah, Jack Cohen. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of him.
Okay.
I wasn't a huge fan of him when he was at Michigan though.
You think if they get a better guy, like if they had A.J. McCarron, they win in some
dude.
ball games?
Well, the strong point of the Brahmas is their defense. They got some freaking dudes on defense.
Yep.
They got a linebacker,
Yeah.
number 3. I couldn't even tell you his name. Kelly. No, Kelly's the DB that had a pick that actually they dropped a guy. they dropped a guy off the initial roster and wouldn't pick this guy up out of the CFL. Kelly, number 8, had a pick.
Kelly Oubre, KU graduate.
Huge, yeah. Yeah. Dyed hair and all.
The lefty.
Dude.
But yeah. The Browns just couldn't come back and get her done.
Hines Ward, man. Yeah, I told you.
Hey, I'm telling you, he's too worried about the receivers and the defense. He needs to find himself somebody to throw to those guys.
He's got to strap it up and he's got to get his ass on the field. I'll tell you that.
He might have to play quarterback.
Dude, I mean, if he could throw, Big Ben taught him anything.
Yeah, and
You
aren't
need
we?
to rush and throw the ball.
Are we about halfway? Or, no, this is just week 3, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
10
How many-
weeks,
they
right?
play
10 weeks.
10, I think.
So is there divisions?
Yes. I think there's an east and a west.
Nice.
Or no, it's north south. It is north south.
Ooh.
Wow.
That's it.
I think I can.
So
get behind
DC's in the
North
north, and they got to play Seattle.
Yeah, I know the Vipers and the Sea Dragons.
Rough.
I know our 2 teams are in the north. Obviously, the Vipers in
In the
last.
north.
They're in last right now. So
Yeah, rough. Next up, another big thing that went on this weekend. Well, latter part of last week, into the weekend. Is it over? Or does some guys go today? The combine?
it's over. It is over.
It's done. Okay,
Yes,
it's
it
over.
Ended, it ended Sunday.
Okay,
Yeah, with the running backs and offensive linemen.
Pickle. I know you want to talk a little bit about your guy.
Yeah, so the running backs went Sunday. Obviously, Deuce Vaughn. He didn't run the 40. I don't know. Nothing came out. I don't think he was hurt or anything.
He just decided not to
I
run
just
the
don't
40.
know if he done. Yeah, I don't know.
He's football fast. He doesn't need to prove it.
That is true.
Yeah, I can see that.
And obviously, with Deuce, size is the issue. He recorded the shortest height and
Ever,
recorded
right?
in the combine since they started recording those things in 2003, 5'5". So that's what obviously his big issue is his height. But he did every other drill. He ran routes. He looked really good.
You even got
routes.
a backflip out of him.
He did.
I-
Which kind of looked scary at the
Yeah.
end. He didn't. It wasn't a smooth landing, but
I-
that was a topic of the draft or the combine. They had every group except for the D linemen and offensive linemen. Guys tried to do backflips. None of them landed
Really?
it. None of them landed it.
Just because?
They just
Like,
didn't-
that's a new combine drill?
no. I think they
I was
just
like, what?
no. Like at the end, they all celebrate. Like Deuce Vaughn caught a wheel.
Oh, yeah,
to
yeah.
end
It was
the-
like,
end-
check it out.
And then they all went,
Backflip.
like scored a touchdown and celebrated.
I did see a video of him on Twitter, and he looked freaking
He
insane.
looked yes.
Well, his arms are so short, he just looks rocked up.
Over the
That
bag,
too. The Deuce Staley drill.
over the bag, going north and south, over the bag, east and west, then back over the bag, north and south, back up over the bag, east and west, get out of it like 10 yards.
And then you got to make a cut off of which
you
direction.
run up, kind of like stumble too, and then they move it back, and then you make a cut. I was like, wow.
I think even with his size, Daniel Jeremiah said it. I think he can be a fifth round pick,
Hmm?
maybe fourth, but that's still pushing it, especially for running backs. You don't see
Yeah.
Bijan will be the only one going the first round most likely, and then
Freaking nature, though.
right,
Yeah.
and he looked amazing. Ran a 4.40. I mean,
The real deal.
4.47. Yeah, he is. a
The
freak.
real deal.
So something I kind of want to touch on about the combine. I saw a video today about an offensive lineman. Where was he from?
Did you get hurt? Was it the one that got hurt?
Yeah.
Running the 40?
Yeah, who was that?
Was
I
it
don't know.
Northwestern, maybe.
No. Anyhow, big old dude
Mhm.
pulls his hamstring at about the 38-yard
That
line
was
of the 40.
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma guy, yes.
Terrible.
What's the point? I mean, do they need to run fast? I don't know why we're still doing this.
It's an overall judgment of your
Overall athletic ability.
Yeah, that's what.
Well,
they're
don't you
gonna
get
say.
don't you get the same outcome out of doing? I mean, when are you ever going to get an offensive lineman running straight forward?
recovering a fumble or trying to tackle a fumble?
Right.
I saw the same exact argument on Twitter, and people are like,
I wish we had
I
video
know.
right now because I just did the biggest eye roll.
"That's what."
No,
it's trying to
I'm
do."
not disagreeing with you. I'm saying that is the worst argument against that I've ever heard.
I know, but they've done it. That's how they've always done it.
No, I
You
know,
just- you
I
just
know.
Do it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I
Warm
think
up.
eventually they'll get away because the guy did tear his ACL running the 40 as well.
Really?
All right. How do you tear your ACL running straight forward?
Well, not all of them run straight forward. You saw the guy who ran over the freaking little camera at the 20-yard line.
Yeah.
You see that?
That was a DB.
Oh, yeah. Well, they don't know where the hell they're running.
I mean, Jamal Charles did it by stepping on the chain marker against the Indianapolis Colts in like 2009 or 10.
You just never know.
Tragic. You really do never know.
But I agree. I think offense, and they'll get away from it. I think
Yeah.
offensive lineman, there's really no point.
So, what about defensive linemen? Because
I could see the and honestly, here's what I think could happen. I could see both offense and defensive line. I get the fact that you want to see them run straight forward. Maybe a 10-yard run or a 20-yard run.
I see a 20. Yeah, I could do a 20.
I agree.
Yeah.
Offensive linemen.
I mean, let's be honest. If they do recover a fumble, they're getting tackled in the first 20
Right.
yards anyways.
But if you got to think,
Especially offensive line.
if they only did 20 yards, we're not seeing Chris Jones fall at
He's
like
still hung up
the
on Chris
30
Jones.
yards.
I did. I heard that in your. But also, I enjoy watching a guy like Nolan Smith run a 4.3.
Yeah, that's impressive.
You don't have an offensive lineman doing that. I think the fastest was like a 4.98. You know,
No, I agree.
and so that's not. It's cool. I mean, those guys are bigger. Watching them run, you're like, oh, that's impressive. But then when a guy like Nolan Smith who weighs 250 runs a 4.39, you're like, whoa,
Incredible.
that's
Well, and what wasn't the fastest D lineman the guy from Northwestern? Or was
no,
it
that's
Smith?
Georgia. Nolan Smith ran.
Okay.
Who would I would like to see to piggyback off your 20?
No, he was the fastest D tackle.
Yes,
D tackle.
Have
He ran like a 4.6.
somewhat. Yeah.
have linemen pick. You want to do a 20 or a 40? Oh, I'll do a 20.
I bet they choose 20.
You know what I mean? But you
Yeah,
might get
I don't know.
some
I
people
think they
that-
want to see it all universal though.
But they do enough. They do a drill. We're watching them. They do a drill at the end. It's a screen drill where they work on blocking, pushing the guy inside, and then they get out and they run like they're blocking for a screen.
Yeah.
So that actually simulates a play. Then what you would do in a 40 isn't. What are they?
I
You're
know.
never going to run a straight
But that's just
line.
always been the basis to show.
You ever
how-
seen Lane Johnson run a 40? Me neither.
No.
But I think just the argument is most of the injuries have come from offensive
I've seen
linemen.
James Harrison run a 99-yard shuttle.
That's true.
Or 99-yard.
Yeah,
dash.
that's why I'm saying that it matters for D linemen.
I bet
But I
offensive
don't-
linemen tried to chase him down.
The Patriots guy, remember Patriots?
The Patriots
Tried.
offensive
Kick
lineman
return?
almost returned the kickoff.
Against the Green Bay Packers.
But the thing is, James Harrison gets paid to return that fumble. The offensive lineman doesn't get paid
Dude,
to
I
make
hear
the
you. I'm
tackle.
just saying that's the basis of like what
The
your
combine.
athletic.
I hear you.
That's what they base it off of.
I hear you.
40 yards.
Anyhow, I think it was good overall. We talked a little about Anthony Richardson. I think the topic has to come up. There's a lot of talk about him over the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
I think I even put a TikTok video on our TikTok account about it. I mean, as much as I don't want it to happen or don't think it should happen, I think his stock's only rising.
Most
mean,
definitely.
And we talked about it, I think, at breakfast this morning, for no reason.
Yeah.
I mean, you've seen the comparisons. I mean, people talking to him at his size and the way he moves towards Cam Newton. Obviously, Cam was way more dominant in college, But when you
But even then, Cam, I mean, you can say Cam Newton, but did Cam sustain it?
he won an MVP at
No,
least.
I know
But
he won an MVP. He didn't win
Yeah.
a Super Bowl. Did he make the playoffs? He did make the
he
playoffs,
played
didn't
in
he?
the Super Bowl
Yeah, that's right.
when they only lost one
Yep,
game.
that's right.
2015, I think.
But that was one year.
That is true.
And now look, the Panthers, they just had the number 1 overall pick a couple years ago, didn't they? 2, number 3, whatever.
Well,
It was in the top 5, right?
They're picking 5 this year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's...
No, I mean it's a deal of Anthony Richardson. He's obviously uber talented. Reminds you even a little bit of Pat Mahomes coming out of college. No one really talked about him a whole lot because of his stats in college. Like he threw quite a few interceptions. You didn't like him he said it's like he was a raw. His footwork wasn't very good, and then you let him sit behind a guy like Alex Smith for a couple of years. Let him develop a little bit.
And I think that is the type of thing where that's what he needs to do.
Get him in the right organization.
If that were the case, I could see him being successful. Because I have heard a lot of people say, the guy can throw the ball a mile, he has no
yeah.
touch on it.
No, you watch him throw.
Can't throw those intermediate
It
routes.
is effortless.
Yeah.
But
It's almost like the kid from Tennessee.
yes.
The guy that was
Hooker?
throwing oranges.
Hendon Hooker.
Hendon Hooker?
No. Milton.
Who's that?
The guy that transferred from Michigan.
Mackenzie Milton?
No, that's a D lineman, isn't it?
No, he's like
Joe Milton.
I think he was a quarterback for like Purdue.
Oh, left-handed guy. Yes.
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 I was like, I've heard that name somewhere, but Mackenzie
No,
sounds
Joe
right.
Milton played in the bowl game when Hendon Hooker tore his ACL.
Oh, okay.
Played in the Orange Bowl.
Yeah, and
He threw an orange 90 yards.
That's awesome. That's incredible
It is.
because that's like it's got some weight, but not.
Well, the thing about it is, it's like a liquid weight. So if you throw with enough power, isn't the liquid gonna like come out of it, and then you're not
Spray?
gonna right? I don't know. Anyway, enough about the combine. Did you get everything you want to say about your K-State guys at the combine? How many K-State guys were at the combine? Do you know?
3.
Nice.
Well, I think Malik Knowles was invited. I don't know if he did anything. Felix and Udike Ozama, he didn't do anything.
Did he have a good? He didn't do anything.
Nothing. I don't know. Again, nothing came out that he was hurt. He just didn't do anything. He was there. I saw him on the TV screen a lot, but he just was there.
Maybe he's just not
supporting his
ready.
guys.
Gonna go with the pro day.
Pro day. And then Julius Brents,
Mhm.
the corner. He actually set another combine record, but his more impressive, with the longest wingspan out of any DB ever. I think
Wow.
it was 6'10". He's 6'3". He's a big corner.
Yeah, that's a good
Almost
sized corner.
7-foot wingspan.
Tie his shoes standing up.
That's right. And I think his vertical was 41 and a half.
Even more impressive.
Broad jump was 11 and a half, I think.
Wow.
He had a very good day. Now his 40 was like a 4.53. A lot of people say,
Mm.
but when you have a 7-foot wingspan, almost you're 6'3", you can
That
get
makes up for like that.
You don't need to run a. 4,
I bet.
3.
I almost bet. I bet they moved him to safety.
Could. A lot of people. I think now he had a really good senior day. A lot of people talking day 2 now for him. Him and
Okay.
Felix both a day 2. Felix could be a day 1 guy, but
Still a lot of money in day 2.
a lot of money.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Shit, still a lot of money in the practice squad.
you can be there long enough.
Yeah.
So we talked about K-State. They're also in the tournament that's getting ready to start up. NCAA basketball.
Mhm.
We're close to the Big 12. We're kind of going to go over the Big 12 in depth, plus some tournaments that have already happened, automatic bids type of thing. So, Dill, I know you kind of got the Big 12 on lock, don't you?
Yeah, I'm a pretty big fan of. Yeah, college basketball is my. I
His
love
niche.
college basketball. Yeah, the Big 12.
So I think the big question out of this is how many in
How
the
many
Big 12?
teams? Right now, West Virginia just beat K-State.
Yes. I saw
Yeah,
that.
West Virginia's on the ups, right?
So I think West Virginia just got in because of that.
Oh, wow.
If I'm the way it's been, they were just outside of it. It was Joe Lenardi's last bracket. Well, you just beat the number 11 team in the country.
Yeah, you're naturally going to move
Surely
up.
you should be in. So that would make 8 teams. Now you have the tournament in which in the Big 12.
And Iowa State's is Iowa State one of your 8?
Yes.
Mhm.
The 2 that aren't in right now would be Oklahoma and Texas Tech. And Texas Tech's had a pretty good resume at the end of the year.
And
Yeah,
both
but
times,
Texas Tech's got some shit going on, don't they?
And both times.
Yes, now with their head coach.
And both times Oklahoma's competed with KU.
And Oklahoma and they beat K-State.
So
I just think they look back at the talent on the team. Oklahoma doesn't have a ton. I don't. Think.
I agree.
Oklahoma will not make unless they somehow win the tournament.
Yeah.
12 tournament.
Right, auto.
Texas Tech's the same way.
Which they should lobby and get OU and Texas Tech in the
No.
championship. That'd be awesome.
I think, yes, Texas Tech, the way they've been playing, they could
They're kind of
win-
pretty scrappy, aren't
They
they?
could win a game or 2, and I don't think they have to necessarily win the tournament for Lenardi to maybe put them in. It would be close. I doubt he would. They'd probably have to win it to get in.
Yeah.
But they have a really good end of the year, and now you get to the tournament. You win. They play West Virginia, and then they would play KU. So they have an opportunity. They beat West Virginia, and then they beat KU. I think they're in, and maybe West V gets bumped out if they lose. But that's the Big 12. They're not going to put. They don't want to put 9 teams in. I don't think. But
No, it's almost like to talk about the college football playoff and put
Right.
3 SEC
3 SEC
teams. And,
in, yeah.
Well, I mean, if that conference reigns supreme, that conference reigns supreme. in my
no
opinion.
doubt. But the America we live in, you gotta give everybody a fair shot.
I think that's and with basketball, 64 teams make it, but they
Yeah, but you look at it. So is it really 64 teams? Is it really the 64 best teams?
No. probably.
So it's more like half and half.
But then you hear that, and then a 15 seed.
Well,
beats
that's
a
true.
2 seed. You just,
Every year,
that's- I know,
basically.
and it's well that
Lehigh beats a Duke, right?
right. St. Mary's was last year, and
I heard Duke possibly, was it Duke or North Carolina? One of the two, possibly a 12 seed.
probably low, yeah.
Good Lord.
Duke turned it on at the end of the year. North Carolina was
Duke went 6-0 to
Yes.
finish out, right?
yes, they ended it very well, and they still went undefeated at Camden. So
Yeah.
Duke's still winning when they need to at home, so they'll be in the tournament as long as they do that. But North Carolina, they were the number 1 seed at the beginning of the year. And then Iowa State beat them. Caleb Grill had a great game, and then they just never picked it up. I mean, they've done enough to where they're going to make it, but like you said, it's like a 10 seed, something like that. They're not really.
How about the Caleb Grill thing? That's kind of interesting.
It is. I don't know. I've tried to look into it. I don't know what.
There's not much out there.
No, which I think is Iowa State just respecting him and letting him. Obviously,
I think Iowa State's always been the respectable type of people.
right. Because
It sucks for him, but obviously he did something that he shouldn't have.
And then he is. Yeah. I don't know if he said something.
I don't know.
Because he said, he put out a post, talked about mental illness, like he's been battling with some stuff. So I don't know what really has been going on in there, but yeah, which is a big miss for them.
But they played really well without
They
him.
did. They just beat Baylor.
Yeah.
Which
Baylor's got 2 not great losses here at the end, right?
No, they're not.
Where they lose to TCU and Iowa State. I say not good losses, like they're still making the tournament.
Games they should have won.
Right.
Games when it comes down to seeding, that just kind of bumps them down because they, when it gets down to it, K-State, they're fighting in Big 12 seeding. Baylor and K-State were fighting for the 3 seed. K-State was fighting for the 2 seed, and they lose to West Virginia. So,
I don't want to say this, but I think K-State's got enough to do it, all of it. I think they could. I think they can make the Final Four.
they are a team that
Keontae kid, what's his last name? Johnson.
Keontae Johnson, yeah.
At any point, if he turned it on, he's got Player of the Year potential, in my opinion.
Jerome Tang said it today in an interview. He said the first game is the toughest in the tournament, in the dance. You're playing a team you should beat. You get
And
by
9
it.
times out of 10.
You just don't know how your team comes out, and it's not necessarily meaning that he thinks that you can.
Well, and the
lose
other
that
thing,
game.
I think the other thing that goes not in the favor of K-State is none of those kids have been there at K-State.
No, they're all brand new.
They're all brand new.
2 of them.
And where did those guys come from? I can't even remember. Where'd Keontae come from?
Florida. But he's the one who collapsed on, so he didn't play at all last year.
Okay.
And then he
So,
transferred.
and even then, not a lot of them have big dance experience at all.
Mm-mm.
No.
And to
None
do
of
it in a new place where basketball's kind of been the second thought
Right.
lately. I seriously do. I think they have enough talent to do it all. I was telling my brother-in-law this over the weekend. I said they're scary enough that they could win it all, or they could lose the first weekend.
100%, and I've said that before too. They could, just as easy as they could make it to the Final Four, they could lose in round 1. They turn the ball over. They're not, depending on which one shows up. If the K-State team that beat KU shows up, that's a Final Four team. But if the K-State team that played against Oklahoma 3 weeks ago shows up, they're losing in the first round. So you just don't know. I don't know what I think Jerome's going to get them to go, though. He was on that Baylor staff.
He does some good
Won
stuff.
the national championship. So,
I didn't know that.
yeah. He was Scott Drew's right-hand man for 20 years, I think. Long time. He was.
Oh, dang. What about other at-larges that are already done? Because some of the mid-majors are done, right? They played last week.
Yes. So most of them are finishing up now. The Missouri Valley finished up, but I'm going to end with them.
Who's going to... Okay.
I have.
Sorry.
That's one of my favorites.
Always some good basketball in there.
Yes.
Is
But-
Bradley good this year? We'll get to it. Never mind.
Well, yes. The championship in that, I will just say, was Drake and Bradley. It was Drake and Bradley. But today there were some at-large. I think there was one final. 2. Louisiana beat South Alabama. I have no idea what Louisiana. They scored 71 points.
Raging Cajuns.
Yeah, in the Sun Belt. So that's a Sun Belt champion. And then Ingles SoCon championship. Furman
Oh, yeah.
won it. So
Purple School. We were just talking about them today in football.
Yeah.
When?
Somebody came across my computer and somebody asked about them. Stolberg asked about them, I think.
So those were the only 2.
The
today.
burger.
The burger.
Burg.
I think so far those are the 3 that have finished. were the SoCon, the Sun Belt, and then the Missouri Valley. And the Missouri Valley, Drake won that conference. And I watched that game. No, I don't know why.
Listen, you don't want to play Missouri Valley team late.
No, Drake.
Ali Farokhmanesh,
Drake.
you heard of him?
Good.
You remember Ali Farokhmanesh?
I do.
You probably don't. 2009, I'm pretty sure. Comes out, plays for UNI, and
Is this year they beat KU?
the year they beat KU, he had like
Beat the brakes off.
33.
It was some little guy and some huge.
Ali Farokhmanesh, little dude.
and some other big
I don't know
guy.
the big guy.
Even the big guy was checking up threes and just cashing them.
All I'm saying is if you're setting up a bracket and you're looking who you want to have an upset to move to the Elite Eight or Sweet 16, Drake is your guy.
Over
That's
K
your-
State.
Could be. I
That'd
hope
be-
they stay away. I don't want to see
If-
K-State
if-
I'm
lose
taking
Drake.
whoever comes from the Missouri Valley or whoever comes from that California league, like Santa Barbara. Who else is in there?
Cal State Bakersfield.
Yeah, Cal Poly.
Yeah.
Whoever comes from that, I like those guys upset too. And I don't even know who's coming from that conference.
I don't. Not yet. I don't know. I just know Drake. They have the Conference Player of the Year, Tyler DeFreeze. DeFreeze.
No.
Is his last
in his
name.
veins.
Drake?
Yes, Drake.
Wow.
Tyler DeFreeze. He scored 22 against Bradley. I mean, he was hitting shots. They
Now
have,
I can't remember. Is Drake is all Drake athletics other than football scholarship? Because Drake football is non-scholarship.
oh really? I
Yeah,
have no idea.
but I think that's due to Title IX stuff.
I know Tyler DeFreeze's dad is the head coach.
We got a little like.
Oh, we got a little Creighton
Father,
action.
son. So you got a little bit of a.
We got a little
What's
old
up with
Creighton
that
action.
in the Missouri Valley?
So all I'm saying is we got a story. behind
Hey,
it.
basketball's a country club sport in the
Hey.
Missouri Valley.
I met Greg McDermott
McBuckets?
Yes.
Senior McBuckets?
at Topeka Hayden. I'm sitting there in the bleachers. I'm like, why is he here? I'm
Who
like,
is he watching?
This guy named Jet Canfield, point guard for Topeka Hayden, already committed there. I think I don't know what was going on, but he goes there, right? And Caleb Schmidt, my old buddy, was like, "Hey, go ask him for a scholarship." And I'm like, "Yeah." Like, hey man, can I have
Tell
a,
me you did.
can I have a scholarship? He goes, "Hey big man, you betcha." Gives me a pat on the back, and I'm like, "Now that was crazy." I'm like,
I think you need to call him.
he said I'm in. I'm like, even if it's just like halftime show, I'll go to school for free. But
I don't care if
he
you're
is
wiping the floor
one
down after the team goes the
huge
other end.
Human being.
Oh, he's huge.
He's massive,
Had
Is
a
his son
very
still
good
playing in the
tournament.
league?
dude.
Is his son still playing in the
I
league?
don't think so.
He was with the Bulls for a little while,
Yeah.
wasn't
Doug is somewhere, and
Doug.
Doug.
I'll
I'm
be
not
your Doug.
sure, but Doug, I always thought Doug and Jimmer kind of went hand in hand a little bit.
he? Ooh,
Jimmer plays in a
makes-
league where he drops like 50 a night
Yeah.
Jimmer's good.
on like JV kids. Like he just pulls from everywhere. It's incredible.
Yeah. Anyhow, we just got done talking about at-large bids. We're going to go back to the Big 12. Dill's got some Big 12 honors for us.
Yeah. So yeah, Big 12 regular season just finished, so they did all their. Obviously, KU got to acknowledge this. KU
Mhm.
is the regular season Big 12 champion.
Outright.
So yep, all by them. Texas.
Wouldn't matter. They're still champions.
They are. Texas
Yeah.
choked it. But
That's on me.
for us, KU and K State both
Mm-hmm.
recognized very well in these awards. I'll start with just maybe Defensive Player of the Year, DeJuan Harris.
Yep.
KU's point guard.
I think he makes that team go.
He does.
Yes, if he's on, not even like, if he scores, it's a bonus. And
No, he doesn't have to score.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're like undefeated if he scores over 10 points.
They
like,
just
in his
don't
career.
have, when he's not on the floor, they don't have another
They don't have-
guy to take
Yep.
care of the ball and guard the
They think
point guard.
Pettiford can, but he
He's just not
cannot.
there yet. And,
No.
and DeJuan Harris.
And it comes down to where they got to put McCullough on the whoever's,
Yes.
and that just
DeJuan Harris is the engine
makes a
of that team.
mismatch somewhere else.
The newcomer of the year, Keontae Johnson.
Mhm.
Just talking
Yeah,
about
yeah,
him.
absolutely.
Which, how would it not be?
You're right.
Right.
I mean, coming in, transfer.
I will say every time I bet on him, and
Grady Dick was the one that if I bet on him, it
Yeah.
nothing. I'm like,
Right.
really?
Jesus, why am I drawing a blank? Old boy from KU.
Jalen Wilson.
Every time I bet on Keontae Johnson and Jalen Wilson, they screw me over. So I don't even
So
think
don't bet on
about
him in the tournament.
Which,
No.
Not to steal your thunder, but the Big 12 Player of the Year,
Is Jalen
Jalen
Wilson.
Wilson.
He was amazing.
phenomenal.
And then we'll see KU's got 2 more. Jalen Wilson, Player of the Year. Most Improved Player, KJ
KJ
Adams. He was
I like that.
down the stretch very good.
Yep.
And then Coach of the Year is Jerome Tang.
Yeah,
So
going from rags to riches, you got to give him that.
right. And then if you go all Big 12 first team, KU's Jalen Wilson is in there. Keontae Johnson, Kansas State, and then Marquise Noel,
He's
Kansas
good.
State.
A little undersized. I don't know that he'll ever have anything to do with the league, but
Maybe not.
he's good.
The next 2 guys, Adam Flagler from Baylor, their point guard, and then Marcus Carr from Texas.
Did the freshman from Baylor make anything?
Keontae George is second team.
Dude, that kid can ball.
He is the freshman. He's the
Freshman of the year.
Freshman of the year.
Yes, and then the 6th man of the year is Sir Jabari Rice from Texas.
Oh, dude, that guy has a shot fake like none other.
Yeah.
You seen that shit?
I did. Yeah,
It's like Michael Jordan.
I saw it live.
Palms it.
Live? Would you watch from K State?
When they went to the Doom.
Dude, he was in the
Octagon.
I was.
Hey, I sat outside that one day before we were going to a K-State game. Super
Right.
cold. Played Texas Tech. We're just sitting in there because they like open it up for you to sit outside of the arena part. Like you just sit in like the hallway.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
football
I've
game?
I've been in the Doom. I'm in the Doom.
It's
I've
fun.
played in the Doom.
Real? What?
Yeah.
You threw the hammer in the Doom?
No. Played high school basketball. That's where our state tournament was.
Okay, that's
Really?
awesome.
My
Two-way?
sophomore year, yeah.
Two-way state champ.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
How many times did you play? Just that one tournament?
Just the 1 year, yeah. We were terrible all the other years.
Senior? Sophomore?
Sophomore.
Nice.
Yep, I was a 6th man. Didn't score a point.
Doesn't
I
matter.
think I took 3 charges. I was a charge master.
That's-
basketball.
Hey, we won 2 games my senior year. I took 27 charges.
Oh, baby.
Sometimes I average more charges
Oh.
taken than I did
Oh,
points.
baby.
That's okay.
That's funny. You're
Anyhow,
You're the engine. You made that team go.
we didn't go very far.
Hey.
Hey, we had 2 wins. We beat the same team twice.
Hey, well, you wouldn't have beat them if it wasn't for you taking charges.
Lebo,
No,
Oh.
Northern Heights.
even better.
Yeah. And actually, crazy thing about it is I got a technical before we played Northern Heights the second time, and our coach's rule was you had to sit out a half.
Because you were done.
So I only got because I already got a call. I'm not a menace like that. It was a blatant call that they got wrong
And you
Right.
hold on. You did that before when?
before we played Northern Heights the second time.
How did you? You got a technical the game before.
Yeah, so our coach's rule was if you get a technical the game before, you sit out a half. Well, it was already in the second half that I got the technical, so I had to sit out the first half of the Northern Heights game.
Dude,
Yeah, it was.
it happens.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Sometimes they just get them wrong, and you got to let them know.
Yeah. Anyway, the guys that are playing yard polo, golf.
Yes.
Uh,
I was like, what?
you didn't know where I was going with that,
No,
did you?
No,
That's funny though.
Yeah, yard pool.
Arnold Palmer.
Arnold Palmer.
Classic.
I almost got one from Casey's this weekend.
They're good. The
Very
ones already
good.
pre-made in a can.
Yes.
Can
The thing that I love is Arnold Palmer's with pink lemonade. Underrated.
Ooh.
Love it. Anyway, Kitayama won. 9 under.
9 under. Impressive.
The only name that really was at the top that I remotely recognized, Jordan Spieth, was I think 5 under, tied for 4th.
Okay.
I also learned over the weekend my brother-in-law I didn't learn this, I knew this. My brother-in-law is a big golf guy.
Yeah.
And he was telling me about their feature golf tournaments throughout the course of the year.
Mm-hmm.
They've upped their number of features where they invite these big-time guys to.
Yeah.
But then they have a secondary tournament for the guys that don't get invited. So the secondary tournament was in Puerto Rico this weekend. I didn't know anybody on that tournament.
That's kind of cool that
Yeah, I thought it was
there's
cool.
secondary ones for those type of guys. But
Anyhow.
shout out to Chuck.
Yeah.
Good news there.
Another country club sport, NASCAR.
Pennzoil 400 brought to you by, what was that?
Jiffy Quick Lane, I think? I don't know.
Jiffy Lube.
No.
Jimmy Lubin?
Easy.
Gimme.
Anyway, William Byron won.
Drives a 2014 car. Is that what you said earlier?
No, he drives the 24 car.
Oh,
The old Jeff Gordon car.
The 20 DuPont.
I don't know that it's DuPont anymore. I don't think it's DuPont
I've
anymore.
got the sickest Jeff Gordon shirt,
Yeah, of course.
I used to be a big Jeff Gordon fan.
dude. just the flames, the colors.
Yeah.
His too small for his face Oakley sunglasses.
Hey, he's not a very big guy. Did you know
No.
that? He's tiny.
Who's the biggest one? Jimmy Johnson?
No, there's this old guy who used to drive the number 40 Coors Light car. We gotta look this up.
If I could drive the Coors Light car, golly, that'd be.
Just
How big is
smashing
Dale
bears.
Jr.? Because sometimes he looks a little tall.
He's tall, but he's slender.
Well, yeah. Is the guy you're looking up just a massive dude all
Dude, he
around?
looks like a freaking guard that plays in the NFL.
No way.
Yes.
Wow. Crawling in
Sterling
and out of
Martin. Hold on.
I believe
I'm gonna tell you his
Sterling
size.
Marte for the Pirates.
Look at that.
Clicked.
Right field.
For the Pirates,
Yes, Sterling Marte.
before we get off here, I do want to talk a little baseball.
PEDs.
Love
This is like the longest episode of Unloading the Box.
Well, I told you today it was gonna be longer.
30 minutes. What are we
Yeah,
at?
it's
What's our
gonna be longer.
timestamp?
Let me check here. Let me do a little checking. 36 minutes.
All
All right, can't get a size on Sterling Martin, but it's not the same guy I was talking about. Maybe it wasn't the 40 Coors Light car. I'll have to do some research. I'll get back to you on next week's.
Here, while you
Episode
talk
of
about your
Unloading the Box
baseball,
Truck.
I'll just Google biggest NASCAR driver ever.
Well, you guys want to talk about this baseball? Trust me, you guys want to hear. You guys want to talk about this?
I love
It says no, that's not
What?
right.
What?
It says Richard Petty,
Nah,
but I think
I've
it's
seen
just
Richard
like
Petty.
the biggest one.
you got to look up like the fattest.
Size wise,
I'm telling you, he like couldn't fit in the car. I remember him doing a feature on it one day.
Joey Logano.
No,
he is tall.
no, this guy used to drive a Dodge car. I don't even remember what they were.
Did he drive a
Intrepids?
box truck?
No, I wish.
That'd be so
Gonna be a
sick.
sponsor. By the way, we don't have any sponsors yet. We're still working on it. If anybody listening out there wants to sponsor, let us know.
Smith Farms.
So, dude, that'd be awesome. Where I was going with baseball, first of all, World Baseball Classic starts this week.
Mm-hmm.
Very exciting.
I personally know the third base coach for Team Venezuela.
That's awesome,
It's pretty cool. We might have to get him on the show.
dude. If we could pull that one off, that'd be great.
Oh, I could pull it off. He loves me. He does.
What's his name?
Ramon Borrego.
Oh, that's Ramon.
Yeah. Third base coach. Anyway. Justin Turner. Anybody see this today?
JT.
You guys see this?
No, I have not seen. What
Takes a pitch to the face.
No.
Yes.
I love Justin Turner.
Me too. But
Is he okay?
I don't know. I didn't read that far into it.
Is there a video?
There is a video. What a lot of people are saying is, does it have anything to do with the pitch clock?
Oh, come on. I don't.
No, I hear you, but it's conversation.
Jeez. Yeah, that's. Hold on, I gotta sneeze.
Oh, bless you.
They're concerned with maybe the pitch clock sped the pitcher up.
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to tell in the spring training game. I don't know that you're getting the full effect of how tired the pitcher is getting.
True. I think that type of stuff's happened before.
No doubt. Well, and the other thing is, was it a big league guy? Was it a big league guy pitching?
That's also
Could be a minor league guy
right.
who has no idea what the hell he's doing.
So
Not saying all minor league guys don't know what the hell they're
M.
doing.
Manning. M. Manning.
They were playing the Reds. No, not the Red Sox. Jesus, they were playing the Guardians, right?
Tigers.
Tigers. Okay. Everybody's got freaking navy blue jerseys these days. You can't tell who's who, and they're all the same color, navy.
16 stitches on some soft tissue injuries. Avoided a fracture or a concussion, so that's the best possible outcome you can hope.
No concussion.
Yeah.
Wow. Sometimes those guys, their Oakleys save them.
So
Remember Jackson, who used to play here? He got a pitch to the face, and the only thing that saved his eye was his Oakleys.
that's kind of that's cool.
I mean, it's not cool that he got hit, but yeah.
I after looking at the video, my quick
Synopsis.
yeah. I don't think it was anything with the pitch clock. They were both fairly set for a while because the pitcher had time to look back, check the runner on second, and then look back and then throw.
I was just
So-
reading the comments.
I'm
I'm not saying it was either way.
No, I'm with you, especially where we both have talked about how we think about the pitch clock.
I like it, but I don't like it.
Yeah, I can see what they're trying to do with it, but
Yeah.
I don't feel like it's baseball, in my opinion.
No, I don't either. I mean,
But we can dive real deep into it when more things happen.
yeah.
Well, I think the playoffs is when that's going to be,
Yeah.
you know, big moment in the playoffs.
Like the
and
Fall Classic, you're going to have a ball called because
Is the World Baseball Classic using it?
probably not.
I don't know much.
You know what I've always wondered about here?
Shoot,
This is great. And I might be completely wrong.
could be.
When Japan plays in the World Baseball Classic and they have their jerseys on, are their numbers in Japanese? Or are their numbers actually numbers written in American? Because I'm like, their names are in Japanese, correct, on the back? Or are those in American?
Well, it's kind of like the same thing with China, and Yao Ming always had Yao on the back of his jersey.
No, I know. I agree.
I don't know why. I don't understand it.
I don't know. But I've just always wondered, like, if they have a whole other language, that's not how they write their numbers.
Definitely not.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We'll
No,
do
that's
some
interesting.
research
No,
for that.
I know today because Japan played an expedition game today.
Shohei, Yard.
Twice.
Awesome.
Twice.
One going
Down
falling
the-
down to a
A
knee.
knee, dead center.
He's just a man. And he's so nice. Dude. I feel like if you see him on the street, he's just the nicest guy.
That's because he doesn't know English and he has to he just smiles because he doesn't know what anybody's saying.
Yeah, isn't that awesome?
Those guys are always the nicest.
Speaking of not knowing the language, Lars Newbar had no idea. Playing for Japan because his mother's Japanese.
Those yes, that's hilarious.
He has no idea. They break it down. He's like, "What did
Those
they just
Latin
say?"
guys that don't know any English,
Smile and nod.
cerveza. That's all they know how to say.
What does that mean?
Beer. Post game,
Alcohol?
They come up to me. Cerveza.
Margarita.
Yeah, like on the front of Japan's jerseys, it says Japan in English.
Like,
Hey. Oh, it wasn't you and me. It was me and Chuck that had this conversation.
It is American
Hey,
numbers.
okay, we're gonna have a quick debate here before we get
oh
off.
my lord!
No.
We're gonna break an hour.
That's fine. It's fine. It's uncut. We're just gonna throw it in.
Cool.
So me and Chuck had this conversation over the weekend.
Chuck. Top pause. Does Chuck watch the show?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay. Because some of my family members don't watch the show,
Well,
and I'm very saddened.
my parents, I think, have the notifications turned on and watch it on their TV.
And I send the link
amazing.
out to them all the time, and they're like, "Well, you see, if you would watch the show, you know how I would feel about that, but you don't." So
Anyway, we had the conversation. Something about, and I don't even remember how the conversation got going.
Mhm.
It wasn't even really a conversation; it was a debate about NBA basketball in America.
yeah,
And the debate started about, he says, if you took USA versus the world, who would you take?
probably USA.
Are we just doing a starting five, or is it like a team? Like, because you have to have. Are we
Think about this.
a 7
Who's your
series?
starting five going to be?
For America?
No. For the world.
So I'm
And it has to be people that play now. Doesn't have to be in the NBA, but it has to be people who play now. You can't take Yao Ming. You can't take...
Okay, yeah.
so if I'm going
Point guard.
Luca.
Yeah,
You're putting Luka at your point guard?
Luka, you're one.
I think Luca.
Yeah, there's plenty, and then you have a two.
Here's the thing. Can Luka guard the other point guard?
I don't know.
Another point guard can't guard Luca.
Yeah. He's got the dog. So I'm taking, you took America, Chuck took the world. Or
He's
Chuck
just saying basketball around the world is better than it is in America. And I don't disagree with him, but I also think that if the world didn't have America to come develop, they wouldn't be who they are either.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Does that make sense? We got in a bit. It wasn't even.
But
it
that's
wasn't
also
like a
incredible.
knockdown
I would
drag-out,
just be
but-
like, Chuck,
Oh,
here's what's also crazy. You're comparing one country that is like, what's America, 7% of the world's population against a whole other
Probably.
world
that's true. No,
in one sport, and we're having an active debate about it. Like, there's a question. You know what I mean? That's also incredible of itself.
Yeah.
What's up, Dylan?
so forgot that Shea Gilgeous-Alexander's from Canada,
Correct.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's who he
my
took
one.
as his point guard.
and then Luca's my two,
Okay.
Giannis is my 3.
Yep.
We're going to be big because I'm going to go Joel Embiid at my 4 and then Nikola Jokic at my 5.
That's a pretty good
That's
five.
exactly the 5 he took.
Yes.
Different
Plus-
order, but that's the exact 5
Plus,
he
then
took.
you still have Pascal Siakam,
Yep, coming off the bench.
Andrew Wiggins.
Yeah.
Ben
Oh, shit, I forgot he was
Domantas
Canadian,
Sabonis,
right?
Rudy
Yeah.
Gobert.
Dude, I mean,
There's some guys.
there's
But
some
No doubt.
guys, but if you look
do
at
we
them,
want to name the American team?
But
Yes.
here's the thing. When America goes to the Olympics, none of those guys are on the same team.
No.
So, I don't know. I just thought the argument
was it this latest?
void.
Was this latest Olympics that like none of the big name guys played and America still ran away with it?
Kevin Durant played. He was about the only one. Like
And they still won.
Devin Booker did. I think, and then Drew Holiday and Chris Middleton were the next 2.
Like we might go through this whole thing and we might not even say Devin Booker's name is on the roster
No.
for our like top 10.
Top 10, you'd put him in there.
You think
He
so?
isn't on your starting 5 though.
Okay. But
Who's your
Devin
starting
Booker,
5 for USA?
Steph Curry,
yeah,
Damian Lillard,
yes,
Yeah.
Kevin Durant, or LeBron, 3 or 4 doesn't matter.
yeah.
Durant.
And then your 5 would be, if you want to say a guy like, I wouldn't pick Anthony Davis.
That's who I took.
The problem is I don't think it really matters. Karl Anthony Towns is a good one. Other American centers, I don't know.
It's just one of those ones where it doesn't.
It doesn't matter.
I don't think it matters because you're going to be so much deeper at the guard position. Plus, you have Kevin Durant and LeBron.
Yeah, I mean, you could do a lot, really. DeAndre Ayton,
Oh, yeah.
you could take him.
Arizona guy.
Yeah, you could even do Miles Turner. You could do.
Jaren Jackson Jr. playing really good this year.
Mm-hmm. He is. I don't know who that is, but
He leads the NBA in blocks.
that's awesome. Are the Lopez brothers from America?
No, Brazil,
Brook
right?
Brook Lopez is about to win Defensive Player of the Year.
Brazil, right?
Because he's
Yeah, I think
they're
so.
serviceable, above average serviceable. So
Well, back in the day, they were really good.
literally,
Nets all-time leading scorer, Brook Lopez.
I mean, literally, center is the only weak spot, and even then, you have a guy like DeAndre Ayton.
Which I think would be fine.
But you're gonna have a weak spot. Every sport has a weak spot. Like take track and field for instance, and I only know this because I was in track and field.
Yeah.
USA has really good sprinters, really good jumpers. Their throwers are terrible. So it just like those sports that you do internationally, you're gonna have a downfall. Somebody
Yeah.
else is gonna be better
Happens.
at something. Well, and the other thing is like we don't grow them as big here as they do in other countries.
Mhm.
They literally grow on trees around there.
America wins. We haven't even brought up Jason Tatum
Yeah,
or Kawhi Leonard.
yeah. Chuck, if you're listening,
Kyrie.
USA. I'm not saying that because he said, "Oh, are you saying that because we're the best country in the world?" I said, "No." I said because we got dudes who can play basketball.
I think if you would say one game, obviously you never know. Because the
No,
talent's
you're
going to be
never
so
gonna
good.
know.
But I think the only fair way to do it is a 7-game series. I think America wins.
I think the
Well,
Foreigners
and
pull
that's-
out a game.
Oh,
no
yeah,
doubt.
No doubt.
But
America in 6.
They're not taking the cake.
yeah, I mean the Dodgers don't win every game of the season.
Man, look at that.
They don't
lineup.
even really win in the
They've
playoffs.
won one World Series and
And it was a COVID
with
one.
that lineup.
What Yankees got 28 World Series? They haven't won them all.
No.
The Yankees haven't won a World Series since what?
The
09?
Royals have won a World Series more recently than the Yankees.
Isn't that crazy?
Think about that.
Who was A-Rod and Jeter would have been the last Yankees to win a World
I think it
Series?
was like 09.
Robinson, Cano, and all that.
Oh yeah. Who was the closer? Oh boy, 42.
Mariano
Mariano
Rivera.
Rivera.
Last guy to wear number 42.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
As it should be.
He was awesome.
Yeah.
I've said awesome like 8 times on this podcast today, but that's the only way to explain some things.
That's
Yeah.
right.
So, you guys got anything else?
I'm good. I'm tired. I'm ready for some bed. And
Yeah, we're gonna go. I'm gonna go put Hattie to sleep, and I'm gonna get to bed myself. We had early morning workouts this morning, and got a lot of shit to do tomorrow. Right?
don't forget, I've got your Amazon package in the car.
Thanks, man.
I figure the viewers got to know.
What a great guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
our
We'll
mother-
talk about that later.
Okay, yeah.
Anyhow, another episode of Unloading the Box Truck fired up for you guys to listen to us. Just a little preview for this week's edition of Box Truck Talk. Awesome guest.
Dude, I had a blast with this guest. This guest was awesome.
We pre-recorded, so we've already recorded it, but guy that might see the big leagues a little bit this year. We'll let you find out come Friday. Let you hang on the edge of your seat for the week.
Also, that being said, if you know someone that you think would be a good guest on here, get us in contact with them.
We'd love to hear from him.
Honestly, yeah.
Doesn't have to be a sports guy. He could be
At all,
the English
anything.
teacher at your high school.
If they're a cool guy,
If he's got a good perspective, let's hear it.
that's all.
He,
That's all.
she.
That's all we care about, really.
Let's stay with the he and the she's. We might get canceled.
Might cut that out.
No, this is raw.
Oh, awesome.
Box Gag Track.
Yeah. So, anyhow, gonna be another good episode. Like I said, got World Baseball Classic starting this week, so minor league, spring training is gonna kind of slow down a little bit. Yeah, starts Wednesday.
Yeah, next week is going to be a lot to talk about.
Oh yes.
We're gonna have another hour long episode next week. Oh, spring
Possibly.
break.
Possibly.
Oh, we're gonna have to zoom.
Due to
in.
Zoom requirements, we can only go for 40 minutes, so we're gonna have to cut that one a touch short.
That's fine. We just need to be more organized.
It's
yeah.
fine.
The next
If freaking
Monday.
YouTube Live would work for us, we'd be on there.
Yeah, folks, we're sorry about that. We've
So
every time
update on
we've had it.
update on the YouTube Live. I thought I had it figured out. We try and do it today. I read more into it as it's telling us we can't go on live. Guess you got to be members for more than 90 days to go live.
What as I tell Dallas, no, it says this feature is not available. He's back here dancing to his non-copyrighted music that he found.
Hey,
You're happy about this?
don't hate the player, hate the game.
No. But
Anyhow, thanks for listening.
yeah,
Dill, fired up to have you on here.
Oh, I'm so excited.
I'm glad.
I think you've been a great addition.
Honestly,
I think it's
yeah.
going to be awesome to move forward with this. For now, guys, that's all we got. As always, like, subscribe, push on your notifications so you guys can hear us every time we're on here. Other than that, Unloading the Box Truck out.
We'll see you.
Later.